Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Didsbury Art Studio. I'm Sally and I've just come in from the hairdressers and I thought I'd make the most of it whilst I've got my hair done. Let you know about this video which I did the other day. Inspiration has come from when I did some hand stitching in lockdown on a t-shirt I think it was, and I was doing some tie-dyeing. I really like the technique with the hand stitching on a spiral so that when you draw the threads they'll go into more of a cone shape, and I think you can really explore with that. So in this video you are going to see lots of different types of fabrics with this technique and how I put it together on the mannequin. So shall we get straight into the video? So once again, I have cut up all the fabrics that I want to be using. I've probably cut up too many. However, better to be safe than sorry. So perhaps I might not use all of these. It depends how long the technique is going to take. But these are the ones that I've selected. All I'm going to do is a spiral. Just used a water erasable pen there on the front of my satin fabric, and I've just done a huge spiral right up to the edges. Okay gang, I've put a knot at the end of my upholstery thread, threaded my needle. So I'm going to come up through the back of my fabric into the centre of the spiral. And then we're just going to pinch the fabric and do runner stitch. And I'm just sewing not far from the edge of the fabric. So I'm going to pinch the fabric again and runner stitch. And I'm just following the design around. So I'm hoping that you can see this because I'm using white thread. Last time I used black when I did this. I will link the video that I did once before of this because I took it a little bit further and used this stitch as resist when I was dyeing the fabric. But I did that video a long time ago. But I'll link it if you're interested, and you'll see what I mean later. When we draw the threads, pull the threads in, it kind of shrinks the fabric. I'll show you what I mean in a bit. So I am going to follow all of the design. This is going to take me some time now. I'll show you when I've made a little bit more progression. Okay, so I've got this far around with the length of thread that I had. So I'm very nearly out. And I just wanted to show you that I'll probably just do one more little stitch. And then I'm just going to pop a couple of knots near the end of the thread as I'm going to be pulling the thread shortly, well, once I've got all the sewing done. So I'm just going to pop 2 knots on there, and you can see it's starting to, I really do love it with just the way it is, but my intention is to pull the threads later and you'll see what I mean. Okay, then this is what we've got. I've sewn all the way around the spiral there. And I've had to use quite a few lengths of thread and tie a knot. So there's lots of short amount of threads in there, and we're going to be pulling each one of them. I can't emphasize enough that I actually like it like that, and I'm reluctant to even change it. But because I've got so many other fabrics, maybe I'll leave 1 or 2 like this. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab one of the threads and I'm just gently going to be pulling that in. Just want that to separate out a little bit. I'm just going to be pulling all the other threads as well. I think what I'll do is just start pulling them from over here. La la la. just a case of finding the threads and giving those a bit of a tug. Here's another one. I'm going to show you underneath. Look at that. That's rather cool, isn't it? So what I was doing there was I was just pushing this through a little bit. Right, so it's up to me now to just tie all of these threads and then just wriggle the fabric about how I want it to go. So I'm going to tie all those up and show you in a minute. So ask me what this is. Well, I guess it's just a fabric manipulation. It's a distortion of fabric, isn't it? So if you look underneath here, going into a cone shape, but a little bit skew-if, isn't it? There's some bits of fabrics coming out here. Pen needs to be removed. Okay, just finished the last one there. So I've actually done 8 in total. So what we need to do now is just pull all the threads and get those into some shapes. To show you then, I've pulled all the threads, tied them off, and we've got quite a selection. So we've got lots of different types of fabrics that I've used. You can tell me in the comments which one you think works the best with the gathering. I have actually used part of a cardigan there, and also that one was part of an old sweater, and the rest are kind of scrap fabrics that I had. But yeah, they all sort of work quite differently when you pull the threads, depending on the thickness of the fabric. But yeah, quite a fun little project. I think it could be quite a 3D sort of fashion project that you could incorporate this technique into. Alright, so I've got all of them pinned on. Just used some of these longer pins. Extremely textural, isn't it? That's it from the side. You could see sort of working and making more of these could work really well, sort of different sizes of them, be all the same colour but different sizes. But yeah, that's 8 anyway put together, so you can see what you can do with just 8. Half the time when I do these textile techniques, I have a certain amount of fabric, a certain amount of time, and yeah, they're not final pieces, they're just more ideas. So I hope you really like this one today. So I hope you enjoyed this video today, and if you did, don't forget to give it a like, and if you aren't subscribed and you're new here today and you've enjoyed it, please do subscribe, share the channel and write a comment if you'd like. All of these things help my channel grow, so take care of yourselves and I'll see you in the very next video.